Sound familiar to anybody? That is the Star Wars opening. And it's actually being played by our fourth family of the orchestra that we're going to talk about today, the brass family. Now, they're really loud. They usually sit towards the back of the orchestra, kind of away from our string instruments and stuff. So we've got our little picture we've been drawing. Our conductor is there. He stands up front. Then we've got our string section. Remember, they make up the orchestra. Without the strings, we don't have an orchestra. Woodwinds are behind them. Then we've got our percussion that we talked about last time. And our brass friends are going to go right in between the percussion and the woodwinds usually. Now, how do we know it's a brass instrument? That is a good question. We've got some pictures of our brass friends right here. As you can tell, they all kind of have the same color pattern, don't they? Color scheme. They are all usually gold because they are made out of brass. Hence the name, the brass family. You have to use lots of wind like our woodwind instruments to make brass instruments make noise because they're going to have a mouthpiece just like this. Now, it doesn't have a reed like our woodwind friends did. It kind of looks like a cup, like you're going to take a drink out of it. And you're going to blow your air into that cup. It swirls around into that cup, and then it goes through, and it comes out. The big old bells we have for these instruments. Now, this is the trumpet. That's what our jazz musicians play, and that's probably the most popular brass instrument. You hear them a lot in marching band and stuff, too. It's also going to be the smallest, so it can make some really, really high sounds. Then we've got a big daddy right here. That's the tuba. It kind of looks like you're giving him a hug when you play that one. It sits on your lap and your hands go around it. Takes up a lot of whole space. If you're in a marching band, though, it's kind of hard to march with a tuba, so you use a sousaphone. It's like the marching version of it. It wraps around your body and makes it a lot easier to play. Then we've got our trombone, which is special because it does not have any buttons, or in brassland we call those valves. In just a second I'll show you what those look like. It's like a big old whistle. You move the slide back and forth and it changes the notes. Over here we've got our baritone, which is kind of like a baby tuba. And then down here, this one is our French horn. When we watched our woodwind quintet a couple of days ago, sometimes you see our French horn in there because they have some pretty sounds that go along with the woodwinds too, so it kind of helps out a little bit. Like I said before, we're going to look at a trumpet today. It is our baby brass instrument. Now, to make our noise on our trumpet, we've got to have our mouthpiece. Now, you're not going to blow just any kind of air into our mouthpiece and into our trumpet. You have to make this funny, buzzy sounding noise. So, to do this, you can even practice it at home, all right? First step, lick your lips really good because it makes it a little bit easier. Second step, take your lips. You're going to try to make a straight line. Put them close together if you can. Now, the goal is going to be to not have a big old hole in your mouth, so you can't blow like this. It doesn't work. You want to keep those lips together, and you want to try to get as much air out of the middle of it as you can without making a big old hole. So it'll be like this. It's going to make your lips buzz a little bit. It's going to feel kind of funny. Totally normal. Make it kind of tingly, actually. Then you want to get your mouthpiece, and you're going to make that buzzy noise into the mouthpiece. Let's see if I can do it. Kind of sounds like an elephant. Now, Miss McNeese was not a brass player in school, so she can't play a lot of really cool songs like some people can. But I can make some funny noises on it. Are you ready? So, like I said before, these, they don't have buttons, they have valves. That one is trying to stick a little bit. It's being silly. So you push those down, and you just use 3 fingers instead of lots of fingers like we did with our clarinet the other day. And you use different combinations of those fingers. Kind of funny sounding, right? So that, my friends, is our brass family. Remember, our trumpet is a member of that. He is the smallest of our brass instruments. To make our sounds, you blow into that buzzy sound through our mouthpiece. It goes all through the different bends and stuff, bounces around, and then comes out at the end, and boom, music. So we have learned about all of our instrument families now. They go with the orchestra, including our conductor, so that would make 5 groups altogether. Make sure that you finish off your picture if you haven't already. The brass instruments go in between the woodwinds and in between the percussion. Good job today, guys. See you next time.